All right, welcome to episode 46 of Adventures in Inbetweening. Today's part 3 of Harvey Birdman. This is the 23rd episode in the series that I animated on. I'm looking at 6 shots and 29 seconds.
Please stand for the verdict. Thank you. The court finds the rabbit has ADD, ADHD, and OPP. Cut down on sugary snacks, limit his TV viewing time, and oh yeah, here's a prescription for some rabbit Ritalin.
They're not there. I guess they got tired of waiting around.
Why don't you put it on?
Great idea! How do I look? You are right. If I could get the Crest, then I can do anything, because I'm a winner!
Good memories animating this 17 years ago. First thing to notice is the simplicity of the animation. You can see for the first 40 frames here, we actually don't have anybody moving. And then Reducto here in the foreground is the first one to start moving, and he's going to hand the ball off to a few people in the crowd. We're going to start them moving. So we're constantly leading the audience's eye from one place to another to make it interesting. If everything happens all at once, it's not going to be visually appealing. It's not going to look natural. And as much as, a cartoon like this can look natural, it still needs to be believable, even if it's not realistic. So here, everybody stands up. We got a bit of overshoot and settle to Reducto's head there. And then Harvey's going to anticipate down and animate up. And Harvey's been shrunk by Reducto's shrink ray, like a bunch of people. The story points are Ricochet Rabbit's going all over the place. He needs medication. The Reducto is using the shrink ray. Anyway, you can see the episode. Here, we're shot 2. We're on to Mentox, the judge now. Now you see, whenever we have things that are animating, a lot of times in Harvey Birdman, they're not painted yet. We're animating them in white, and then we can go ahead and we do the painting before we hand the scene off once it's approved. So something like the mouth shapes, which are already pre-done, are already painted in green. Like that hand there on screen left, that's a hand that I reused. It was already repainted. Everything else is just white, and Mentok is just reading from his paper. Now you can see this is the final art here, cross-dissolving back to that. This is the blur that they put on it. I actually had Mentok reading backwards. I'm not sure how many people ever caught that. Just because Mentok, he's the mind taker. He can do everything, with his mind that other people can't do. Here, the Mentok hand here is something I'll revisit a few times later on. I was trying a little bit too hard to get a strong silhouette there. I can't even do the hand. It's just a little bit on pushing it, let's just say. So here, Mentok has the paper actually in front of the desk, and then he's going to bring that paper in front of the desk, behind the desk, while the other paper comes from in front of the desk, or from behind the desk goes in front of it, getting some nice action going on there, just keeping it interesting. When you don't have that much complex animation, you can see I'm squashing and stretching with the screen left hand there and the body, the posing has to sell it. So we want as much shape change, as much contrast as possible. Here it's just the eyes and the mouth moving. So I want to have an interesting pose. I want to have that color pop. Now he's covering up the desk while he's handing the note to tiny little Harvey, who's going to come up here. And you see as Harvey grabs the note, he's kind of stretching it out, still held by Mentok, but it just gives a little bit of life animating that paper stretching out there. And why not have Mentok cross his eyes as Harvey gets close to him? It's about having fun with it and trying to make it interesting, trying to make it so that you see things on second and third viewings. Cutting to X the Eliminator here on shot 3, he's going to be sitting on the couch. We can't animate the couch. The couch is all one layer. So what do? We actually draw a layer on top there to show where he's come in contact with the couch. That's all we can do. We just mask that off. Here, the only things that are moving are X's mouth and his leg. Those are on separate levels. The leg is coming up, coming up, coming up. It's going to stretch out and land on the TV stand here. And we're going to come back to that because even that TV stand, this was all done on one layer, the background there, and it's all separated out later. Working with the hands, it's oftentimes just having one hand, rotating, and then popping into another hand position. Here we've got Zardo is starting to come in on screen right there. X has the crest hidden in his hands. He's going to bring it up. We have a really nice silhouette on Harvey's crest there. Just for this one episode, Harvey gets his powers from his crest rather than from the sun. It's just the MacGuffin to sell the story. Here we've got Zardo with another Mentok hand, me trying a little bit too hard. But, it's all, it matched the show, honestly. Here's how the animation looked before it was colored. Now you see on screen left there, the table, I had to draw X on top of the table. And when I draw Mentor, or when I draw Zardo behind the couch, you see what happens there. I had to fully draw him, and then later on they composite him so that the couch covers up his spiky hand and his body and his other hand that's reaching over the top of the couch. And this is just how we had to work. There wasn't multiple layers. We don't have a TV layer and a couch layer and a background layer. It's all in one layer. And see here with the hand isn't quite matching up to the couch. But that's just, well, we just draw it and kind of hope for the best and, you know, let compositing do their work. Here X is getting up now. We're going to refer to the boards, get that nice smooth silhouette going on. And Zardo, we have this running gag where Zardo is constantly looking at X's butt. And, you know, we just keep it running, keep it running. Yeah, we could stretch his eyes out. We can't go, this show, they're trying to go for, obviously it's a cartoon, but they don't want them to be too cartoony. And that's a case where you can really stretch the eyes out. Here, with Zardo doing the dishes, you can see that, again, look at Zardo's body, look at the bubbles there. That's all happening overdrawn on a cycle. And then later on, it's just composited together. These backgrounds are all one layer. There was a lot of, not guesswork, but just kind of trust with the next stage here that, you know, we couldn't do very much in just animation here. Again, with the TV there, we'll come back to that. The X the Eliminator's lip sync was the easiest thing ever. He just had the two lines to move when he was talking. Whenever he turns his head, you're just moving that mask around. We're going to truck in here. And now it's just mouth and eye animation, not even mouth, like I say, just a couple lines. So when you get the eyes blinking and then overshooting and settling, you can really play that up. Now here where X is turning around, this is interesting. So watch the boards at the top right there. Now we don't have that TV as I'm drawing. Here's the animation that I did. You can see Zardo and the bubbles are all overdrawn. There was no TV there. And so X the Eliminator is going to be jumping up and he's going, "'Cause I'm a winner." There's that hand again, that Mentok hand. And he's going to come on down here. And you can see what happens in the final version. They're just cutting to that final position. That's not how it was animated. We'll come back to that. Here's how I animated it. It was actually like a 6-frame, 8-frame pullout. And what I did is I matched the boards with X's doing the splits on the ground. And I was like, is that really what we want here? It doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't look that great with the background. Is it not matching the horizon line? And they said, oh, we'll do it in post. So what they actually did is they shifted X down. They put the TV stand in front of him. And this is what makes it all work. This is the final version here. And I didn't even see this until, you know, years later. And then again, just get that one little callback there. Zardo's got to lean forward and look at X's butt. Because we hear this rip off screen as well. They added that in. And so we assume that something happened with X's pants there. What a fun show. You know, like I say, it was a long time ago that I worked on this, but great times. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of it. Like and subscribe. It's my last episode of 2022. So I hope everybody had a great year and looking forward to a great 2023. Thanks.